Hey guys, it's me, Chef Mick, and I hope you have your ovens preheated. Mine is doing 350. Preheat your ovens. I'm Chef Mick. This is Cooking for the Boys, and today we're tackling my very own creation. Okay, my very own variation of somebody else's creation. This is actually an Italian dish called pizza margherita. Okay, now the pizza margherita was created in 1889 for Queen Consort of Italy, Margherita of Savoy. Now, it was made with olive oil, tomatoes, mozzarella, basil. Tomatoes, mozzarella, basil reflect the three colors of the Italian flag. The olive oil, of course, just helps put it all together. And it was cooked as a pizza. Now, if you don't have a pizza oven and you don't make pizzas, I don't either. So I changed it to a warm salad. I call it, of course, a warm pizza margherita salad. I'm going to give them all the credit. They did all the hard work. All I did was change things up. First thing you're going to need is a good crouton. Now, if you have your own croutons, if you buy your own, then you just need a good crouton. But if you don't buy your own, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make your own. So actually you get two in one today. Learn how to make croutons, and you're going to learn my very own personal pizza margherita, warm pizza margherita salad. First thing you need when you're making a crouton is bread. Any kind of bread will do. This is just a loaf of wheat bread. This is whole wheat bread. Make sure you're using the right kind of knife, please. This is a serrated edge here. This is a bread knife. Don't try to cut it with a chef knife. This is serrated edge bread knife. When you use a loaf like this where it's not already sliced, you get to determine how thick you want the slices. You get to determine the size of your croutons. I am, like I said in my last video, my rice video, I am a chunky chef. I like things bigger and chunkier. And to go along with my personality. So this is what mine are going to look like. It's going to look like this. Simple. We're going to use this right. I'm going to put it on the cookie sheet. Simple, big squares of bread. Big squares of bread. See? Very simple. Throw it on the cookie sheet. Your oven's going, I know it is. Throw it on the cooking sheet. Use a cooking spray. This one's an olive oil spray. I'm trying to keep it in the theme here. Olive oil spray. You can mix them around, you can move them around so they get all nice and sprayed down. That's cool. There you go, that's much better. Now, also, don't be afraid of salt and pepper. You gotta salt and pepper your croutons. The crouton part actually allows you to add a different flavor, a different touch to whatever it is. So you go down to your local grocery store, you go down to your baker, to a bakery, you have a personal baker, whatever, and they have an artisan bread of some kind. It's a 4-cheese rosemary bread or whatever. You can use any of those for the croutons. That's it. That's it. This is all we do. We throw them in the oven. Okay? They'll come out of the oven in a little while, and when they do, this is what they're going to look like. This is what they're going to look like. You can see this is the bread that I made today. Let's get into the salad. We're making the croutons. Croutons are going to go in last anyway. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to put in is tomatoes. We need what is this called? Oven safe dish. Oven safe dish. Oven safe dish. We've already got some tomatoes in here. These are just grape tomatoes. You can use any one you want. You can use a Roma tomato and slice them very thin and long. The slices will be a little bit bigger when you use grape tomatoes or even cherry tomatoes, which are bigger than these. You're looking at being able to serve it easier, and that's what we're looking for. This dish, based on the classic pizza margherita, is a dish that I created for a friend of mine who's now in Mexico City, but he was up here with us for a while. Art was my bunkie, and which means we used to sleep together on bunk beds, and I had the top bunk. Trust me. So, okay, we got the tomato. Now we said we need mozzarella. If you buy fresh mozzarella, it's going to be little round white balls of mozzarella. That's fine. If you don't find that, you can buy block of mozzarella, which is what I have here. And then we're just going to cut the mozzarella so that it can go in here. Doesn't matter how you cut it. Just cut it and then spread it out in here. Dun, dun, dun. Spread it out everywhere. Now, all we're really going to do here, we're putting stuff in that's going to just get warmed into the oven. Actually, we want this mozzarella to melt. We're going to melt it with all this stuff here. So we got mozzarella. What's next? Basil. Now, if you don't know what basil is or you never worked with basil, oh, it has such a strong, little bit pungent, but strong smell. It's an amazing, amazing herb. We want to do a quick chiffonade of the basil. Chiffonade, a quick, cutting up of herbs. Cooking word. You guys can look it up. This guy's throwing out real cooking words at you and everything. Man, boy, that Chef Mick, he really knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I do. Okay, quick chiffonade of basil. I don't like stems in there. Okay, so you're like, oh, okay, look at this. Tomatoes, mozzarella, basil. And you're saying, okay, that's not a lot. I'm not going to make a lot today. It's only me and my wife today. Throw that one in there too. Now, mix it all together with olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, please. Extra virgin olive oil, please. I'm sorry, did I say extra virgin? Yes. Extra virgin olive oil, please. I always make a mess. We don't want a lot, but we do need to coat everything that's in there. Okay? So we're coating it nice and neat. Nicely coated. Look at that. Now it's nice and shiny with the oil. We've mixed it around with the mozzarella. We've mixed it around with the tomatoes. It looks good. Everything's nice and coated. That cheese is going to melt into it. It's going to be nice. But don't be afraid of salt and pepper. Okay? And I don't mean the rap group, because salt and pepper's here. I don't mean those guys. I mean these guys. Salt. A little bit of salt. And a little bit of, everything's bigger in Texas, pepper. That's right. Salt and pepper. We throw this in. You know what? Before I throw it in, we're going to check. We're going to check our wonderful croutons. It's not enough time for the bread to get too hard, but you can see the croutons are still in here, okay? But it doesn't matter. We're not ready to put the croutons in here yet. We're going to throw this in the oven. What happens is the cheese melts with the tomato and everything, and then you leave that in the oven at your 350. Put it in for about 10 minutes. Let it get really cooked and let the cheese really melt. And then you're going to come out and you're going to throw your croutons on it. Look at this one. This is one I made earlier. I made it in a glass so you can see the bottom. See the bottom? It's all melted cheese. You can see the tomato. You can see the basil. On top is the croutons. Why are the croutons on top? Because the tomato and the cheese, especially fresh mozzarella cheese, are going to have a lot of liquid. They're going to have a lot of water, a lot of liquid in them. The olive oil is going to add to the liquid, and therefore, if you put your breadcrumbs on too soon, if you put your croutons in too soon, they're going to soak up all that liquid, and they're not going to stay crunchy for you. This one's already made. Croutons on top. I use these croutons. The cheese is melted. The tomatoes are there. You put your croutons on top. If your croutons are cold, they came out of a bag, you made them earlier, throw it back in the oven, just like this. Throw croutons back on it. Throw it back in the oven. And warm it through. All you're trying to do is warm those croutons up a little bit more. Especially, you can do that. You can have it all ready with the crouton sitting on it and wait to throw it in the oven as you're setting the table, as you're getting your stuff ready. It's a piece of cake. That is the easiest recipe you will ever have for a warm salad. It is delicious. Remember, if you know how to cook, you can marry for looks. I am Chef Mick. Check out my website, that HTTP with the colon things and slashes all over the place. And then it's mixdc, micsdc.yolasite.com. Join me next week. We're going to have some more great food. See ya.